All right, everybody, welcome to week 8. So this week we have an assignment. Be sure to watch the other my introductory video before you get to this one. But nonetheless, I have an assignment this week that is called Popular Belief, and I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware of how to access scholarly articles through the CAC library. So I'm going to make this video and post it here in just a little while. So be sure to watch the popular versus scholarly sources. That one's going to be important, but then also make sure you watch how to read a scholarly article. That can save you some time whenever you get more than one scholarly article. It can help you kind of find what you're looking for a little bit more quickly. So the first thing you want to do with the popular belief, let me read this for you first. In the assignment, explain in 150 words the current popular belief regarding the phenomenon that you've been analyzing for the last few weeks. What that means is that there is going to be a common belief that is held by most of the people within the field that you're looking at. So if you're looking at, say, racism, or you're looking at democracy, or you're looking at gun violence, there's going to be a popular belief held amongst the two arguments that you've made before. So in the past, you went through and you told me a little bit about both sides of the argument. You told me about the argumentative, or excuse me, the causal analysis part of it, and so you said, X causes Y. But is that, my question for you is that X causes Y, is that the popular belief, or is that what you believe? And so what do most people believe in your field? So if most people believe what you believe, great, that's fine. But now we're going to have to start, whatever they believe, now we're going to have to start finding a scholarly source that supports that. So if everyone says that, if a majority of people say that gun legislation is going to cure mass shootings, then great. All you need to do is find a source that says that. And if you find one, if the popular belief in your field is that no, gun legislation will not cure mass shootings, then you need to find a scholarly source that supports that as well. So the first thing you're going to need to do, of course, is figure out what is the popular belief in your field. Once you explain that popular belief, find one scholarly source that supports this popular belief. Basically, you're looking for a source, a scholarly source, that says exactly what you're describing. This may be the causal statement that you analyzed in your last essay, or it might be the point of view that opposes your own. So it might be your actual causal statement that you used last time. If it's not, it might be the opposite one. It might be the one that people say, and maybe yours is kind of the obscure one. Either way, what do a majority of people in your field think? So the first thing you're going to want to do after you figure out your topic is go to the CAC home, of course. Up here in the top right, you can see library. So go ahead and click on library. And over here on the left-hand side, you can kind of see my cursor circling around over there. You want to go to all online databases and articles. It'll bring you to a number of different things. They're all accessible, but what I suggest doing is just going directly to the off-campus access right here. For off-campus access, visit the library resources course in Blackboard. So click on Blackboard. It'll ask you to log in, of course, so you'll do that. Once you log in, over here on the right-hand side this time, down about halfway down, I have several courses, so you probably don't have this many courses, but somewhere in this line here, you're going to find CAC library resources. So click on that guy. Now, on the left-hand side over here in the navigation bar, it's going to bring you to what looks like a Blackboard course. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see all articles and ebooks, all streaming video, manage your library account, all of that stuff. Click on all articles and ebooks. Now this is going to allow you to access the library's database. And what I suggest everyone does is just go straight to EBSCOhost. That's the most popular one. Of course, if you don't find what you're looking for under EBSCOhost, go to Gale, or in this case, Academic OneFile, or any of the other ones. But EBSCOhost should have pretty close to what you're looking for. So it brings you to the EBSCOhost database, and here you're able to type in any words or books or anything that you're looking for. So let's say that we're looking for gun laws. Just type in gun laws. You're going to find pretty good stuff here. Now, the only thing, and like I said, I want to make sure everyone watches the popular versus scholarly sources. Sometimes, in all databases, you're going to find ones that aren't scholarly sources. Typically, you just look at this. If it's a journal, if the second one in the italics is a journal, it's going to be a scholarly source, because there's a couple things, and it'll talk about this in the video, but it has to be peer-reviewed, and it has to offer new research. It has to be something that's new, because if it's old, first of all, you shouldn't be using it, but then two, it needs to be peer-reviewed so that you know that the information in this is agreed upon by many people within the field. So you can't just have some guy out there that says, yeah, if we just control all slingshots, it'll get rid of all the mass shootings. I'm sure somebody out there might say that, but it's not what a majority of people believe, and therefore it's not really what the field adopts. So let's take a look at the current, future, and state of gun policy in the United States. It is by the Journal of Criminal Law and Criminology. So if it's by a journal, you know that it's peer-reviewed, and you know that it's trying to give new research. Now, new is kind of a relative term. If you look at something that took place in 2009, that's not going to be as new, obviously, as fall of 2015. So this source itself is a pretty good one. I usually just click right on PDF full text, because that's going to bring me right to the full text and I can just read it. Now, using the strategies that you then you then watched in How to Read a Scholarly Journal, read through this journal and find where it says what you're saying, where it agrees with you. If you're saying that introducing gun legislation in the United States, or more firm gun legislation in the United States, would stop mass shootings, find somewhere in this text where this person says it as well. If you can't do that, then this probably isn't a good source for you. But for the popular belief assignment, your job is to find a source that agrees with what you're explaining. You don't necessarily have to make any citations, but you do need to give me the Works Cited page for the article that you find. So if you use the current and future, what was this called? No, the current and future state of gun policy in the United States. If you use that, just give me the citation. You don't have to give an in-text citation. You don't have to actually cite anything. And if you're not aware, if you click on this little page over here, it'll bring up all the citations. You can scroll down to MLA. I would avoid cutting and pasting directly from here, though, because that gray background that you see back here, it takes that over to your page, and it's kind of hard to get rid of. And of course, I would watch out for any problems that it has in the citation. For instance, you shouldn't capitalize all the letters in the author's name. But nonetheless, you would take this citation and you would plug it into your popular belief, and you would say, I believe that it is the common belief, or in this case, it is the common belief of the field to suggest that gun legislation would decrease the number of mass shootings. And then you give the citation for this work as a means of you saying this guy supports that. Now, if you want to put an in-text citation in your work, that's fine, but you need 150 words, so if you just want to add that, or maybe you just can't find a way to get to that 150 words, you can add a citation, but the in-text citation isn't mandatory, but the works cited is. So what I mean is, if you take something word for word from, William Vizard, if you take something word for word from his work here, you have to give it an in-text citation. But that's optional. What I need from everyone is this, the works cited for this article. And that's mandatory for this assignment. So two things for this assignment. Again, explain to me what the popular belief is in the field, and then find a source that basically proves that is indeed the popular belief in the field. Now, that's really one of the only assignments for this week, aside from the providing an alternative perspective on your topic, but I have my introductory video which explains that. But if you have any questions regarding either of those assignments, be sure to contact me via Skype, email, text, or phone call, and I'll get with you and we'll work something out. But nonetheless, have a good week and keep those questions coming. Thanks.